Welcome to Module 6. We're starting to now get to a position where we can see the gears working together and we can start to see the implications of motivation, decisions, the graduate attributes, progress, how your teaching style is going to work in the classroom. All these things will start to come together, and particularly your Bloom's decisions. You've got now your learning outcomes sorted, and you're now going to say to yourself, what do I do next? How do I integrate all that together, and how do I add technology with the purposes of enhancing my learning outcomes? This is all about app selection. Module 6 is all about app selection. When you start talking apps, you start talking about choices. And I couldn't resist this one. This is basically saying to you, choose, but choose wisely. And, you've got to keep coming back to the Padagogy Wheel criteria. And what we're going to talk now about is how do we determine what is a good app? And we've got to apply criteria to our choices, and we've got to get some scientific method about it. The Padagogy Wheel has got the app selection criteria down the left-hand side of the poster. Let's have a look at each one of the criteria briefly, but I strongly suggest you go and read the poster and think through everything that it's talking about before you make any selections for apps. Remembering criteria. This is the criteria you need to apply to an app that's going to be used primarily for remembering outcome. And so we have improved the user's ability to define terms, to identify facts, recall and locate information. The understanding criteria to select an app. It's got to explain ideas. It's got to summarize content, translate meaning. The applying criteria. Demonstrate, implement. Analyzing criteria, improve the user's ability to differentiate, relevant and irrelevant, determine relationships and recognize. Evaluating criteria, improve users' ability to judge based on criteria, help students judge content, reliability, accuracy, quality, effectiveness. And finally, creating criteria. When you're choosing an app that you want to use to enhance creation outcomes, creative outcomes, generate ideas, design plans, produce products. When I started to research all these criteria and started to write them, I discovered this fantastic article written by Diane Darrow. Now, there's the link to it in Edutopia. There is what she has done. It's broken down by Bloom's cognitive domains, the apps selection criteria, like the Padagogy Wheel does. To work with Diane's article or Diane's criteria, you've got to keep asking yourself these questions about any app you are considering using to enhance your pedagogy. No matter what domain category, you will make better choices about technology by reflecting on the degree to which any app will answer these questions. Now, these are the questions that you ask of an app to measure its strength in helping you get remembering outcomes. How well does it define information, name facts, recall, locate, retrieve, describe? These questions and the weight you put on their answers will help you choose good apps for remembering. Understanding. You summarize facts. Does the app paraphrase information well? Does it predict consequences? Does it give examples? They're the questions you ask of the understanding apps, or the apps for understanding outcomes. For applying cognitive domain, does the app demonstrate methods? Does it carry out procedures? Does it use ideas? You get I hope you're getting the methodology here. Similarly, analysing. How does the app discriminate fact from hypothesis? How does it distinguish the relevant? What's the strength of distinguishing relevant from irrelevant? Can it observe the structure? These are the questions, again, that you apply to an app to know whether you should use it for analysing. Evaluating, similar sort of methodology. Check the accuracy. Does it critique solutions? Does it judge techniques? And finally, creating. Now, creating is, of course, the higher order thinking one, and this is where you construct designs, generate possibilities, and so on. Now, those criteria I have taken and worked it into a rubric. This is a PDF document, and it is valuable both as an electronic file as well as hard copy. It's 10 pages, and if you don't already have it, then please pause the video, scan the QR code, and download it from the link on the screen now. A working copy in treeware, aka paper as we used to call it, will also be helpful for a working copy in the activities for this module. Use it to make judgment calls on how well apps meet the selection criteria. I've put 2 rubric checklists for each of the 6 Bloom's cognitive taxonomy categories. Of course, you can duplicate this as many times as you would like. It is useful to provide justification for your app's decisions.